Hi there, welcome to what's happening in Brazil. Let's start with the latest news from the country.
The city of Petropolis in the state of Rio de Janeiro has been suffering from heavy rains that caused floodings and mudslides. The heaviest rain happened on February 15th. Videos recorded by the city residents show cars and trees being dragged by the flash flood. The videos also captured the moment when a hill fell because of the torrent of water. In just 3 hours, the city recorded an amount of rainfall higher than the average expected for the entire month of February. At the beginning of this week, the city counted more than 180 deaths, a number that will probably rise as the search for missing people advances. The tragedy also left nearly 900 people homeless. That is the highest death toll recorded in Petropolis disaster history with rains. The previous death toll record was from 1988, when 171 people died. But the rain is not the only one to be blamed for the disaster. Opposition parliamentarians accuse Rio de Janeiro's governor, Cláudio Castro, of not using all the money of the 2021 budget destined for the program to recover the Serrana region, a mountainous area where the city of Petropolis is located, and for prevention actions. Brazil banks and the United States corporations are the main financiers of the big mining companies that intend to mine in Brazilian indigenous lands. The revelations were released by Brazil's Indigenous People Articulation and the NGO Amazon Watch in a report. The document shows that 9 mining companies that have activities in Brazil received $54 billion in loans, subscriptions, and investments in stocks and bonds between January 2016 and October 2021. According to the report, all of them are interested in indigenous lands and have human rights violations records in Brazil. The company that attracted the most investments was Vale, responsible for the environmental crimes of 2015 in Mariana and 2019 in Brumadinho. The company attracted $35.8 billion in loans and subscriptions in the period analyzed.
In 2021, inflation in Brazil hit 10%. To stop the rise in prices, the Brazilian government proposed to Congress a constitutional amendment to reduce or eliminate taxes on fuel. But the opposition has other solutions to the problem.
With the fuel prices hiking, 4 proposals are proceeding in Congress to reduce the oil derivatives prices. The most recent proposal is the proposed constitutional amendment on fuels, or PEC dos Combustíveis in Portuguese. It has the support of Senator Flávio Bolsonaro, one of the president's sons. However, this proposal is not getting a warm welcome among the government's economic team.
Today, the central bank is afraid because their conclusion on the proposals is that they won't contribute to reduce significantly the fuel prices and will cause inflation. I think that this evaluation is correct.
The project came as a provocation. Governor, lower your tax. As if it were easy for a governor to give up 20, 25 or 30% of the state's revenue, which is the fuel tax, to use the money from schools, hospitals and public safety to subsidize fossil fuel is the total opposite of any progressive environmentalist logic.
Parliamentarians from the Workers' Party are the authors of an alternative bill that creates a price range for fuel and a subsidy fund. The goal is to try to contain the impact of the oscillation in the price of the oil barrel and the dollar exchange rate.
We propose that when an oil barrel exceeds $40, it's very profitable, and therefore there must be a tax to discourage the export of crude oil and stimulate the refining of part of it here. Also, to create a fund to cover the cost of importing diesel and natural gas with zero harms to Petrobras, guaranteeing approximately 50% in reais. What business has 50% in profits?
The Workers' Party parliamentarians admit that the bill is not the ideal solution and criticize the price policy adopted by the Brazilian government since 2017.
The problem with Brazilian fuel is that it's dollarized. The government adopted the international parity price. As long as that doesn't change, everything the government proposes will be like made in old clothes, never solving the problem.
The state of Bahia is a nest of talented musicians in Brazil. such as Caetano Veloso and Gilberto Gil. It was also where Axé was born, a musical genre that makes people dance during Carnival in Bahia's capital city, Salvador. And there are always new songs popping up there. In this week's Culture Talk, you are going to know Pagodão Baiano, a rhythm full of swing.
A sound that echoes all around the neighborhoods of the city of Salvador.
Pagode music comes from the city's outskirts, the periferia. It is a peripheral rhythm. So, Pagodão was always a strong culture, and it has been part of me since my childhood.
For those who try to delimit Pagodão Baiano as part of Axé music, well, they are quite different. The origin of it is in the rhythms traditionally made in quilombos using atabaque, an Afro-Brazilian hand drum similar to conga. The types of samba come from the roots of Afro-religions, and pagode became what it is today out of samba de roda. To add electronic instruments to samba, plus mixing beats of other dancing rhythms like Brazil's funk, is one of Pagodão's trademarks. Today, Ayla is one of the artists heading the new scenario of Pagode Baiano. It's a new moment with the voice, body and strength of women.
Eu acho que as mulheres, de certa forma, elas...
In a way, women are always mentioned in pagode. We're always the protagonists, but we didn't have a voice. We were hypersexualized dancing bodies. We were bodies that caught the attention being ahead of the band, but with no voice. Now we are the brains, butts, voices, legs, hearts, and active thinking minds.
When a woman is a protagonist by putting on paper her own truths and life experiences, she's automatically creating a counter-narrative, a potent counter-narrative, because it comes from herself, from a power she has on her own body and will.
Ai, pai pirraça, a dama gosta quando você pega e maltrata. Ai, pai pirraça.
And now it's time for Brazilianese.
Besides being easy and fast to prepare, today's recipe reuses bread. It will be toasted and transformed into a coarse flour, which adds a crunchy touch to the pasta. Start by boiling water with a pinch of coarse salt. While it is boiling, you're gonna make the flour from bread leftovers. Grind the toasted bread using a mixer until it looks like coarse flour. Pasta in the boiling water and cook it following the instructions on the packaging to guarantee it will be al dente and not overcooked. While the pasta is cooking, add in a bowl the butter at room temperature. Add the fresh herb mix, chop the garlic, black pepper, orange zest and salt. When the pasta is ready, drain it and put it in the bowl with the herbs, butter and orange zest. To make the pasta absorb the sauce and also to prevent it from being dried up, you must pour a little of the water used to cook the pasta into the bowl with the sauce and the pasta. It makes a big difference to the final result. Mix it well. Then, sprinkle with the flour you made from leftover bread, stir quickly and serve the dish.
Do you like the show? So hit the like button and share with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to receive notifications. We'll see you next week.